Good day everyone, Alice with you. How to increase the flow of visitors to the restaurant, the look of the decorator. Meet, this is my mom. And this is me. And we are decorators. We have received an offer from our friend to issue a restaurant. Reason: the administrator has to listen from lover couples and wedding organizers about the morning of the perception of the room and the complexity and even non-suitability of the design for weddings. And the room, indeed, had such a trick to impose an earthy grey cold shade on the wall decor as it was revealed later. But more on that later. So, how to increase the flow of the visitors to the restaurant? For example, like ours, which is located on the shore of a posh pond. It has an incredible beautiful view of the evening city, daytime too, but especially in the evening. It also has beautiful views of the sunset and evening sky, and in the summer there are pink clouds on it. If you imagine the situation with a restaurant like a river, then you can imagine that a big river needs a fresh mountain stream. To the river itself was filled with strength and living it up. So it's not the first year that such a trend is growing, that people want to get away from the framework, want to feel nature, security, feel with ease, joy, richness and serenity. In one word, people need feelings. And where can all kind of people gather right? By the water, in the garden. This is either dawn or the sun or sunset. That's where everyone is well. And what does this place really bump into our memory? This is a fresco on which, like from a fairy tale, an apple tree is depicted, illuminated by sunlight. This then can also be seen in the additional rooms, Adam and Eve, on the tree that meets us at the entrance, and also in the pictures in the banquet hall, in which the apple trees are depicted. So, when we got there, we saw a beautiful silky wallpaper with a complex pink pattern. This wallpaper is shaded with milky stripes, and the ceiling itself has the structure of Venetian plaster, which is made in two colors, pink quartz in color and milky golden. All the entrance of the round table were made by a hard chandelier from the same collection of wall lamps on the walls, the ceiling lamps of which also had the color of pink quartz, and this gave a soft, very beautiful glow to the skin. And the metal of this chandelier and wall lamp is covered with gold leaf, and it's all made by the hand. At the window of the room goes, look at the photo on the lower tier and creates an effect as if you are already going down to the water, as if you are already in nature. And these observations are very good for our climate in Russia, when we feel this water a very small amount of time in a year. And here these sensations, very pleasant, are preserved. Floor stone were earth colors, design board. The furniture of the bar is a good quality. In the evening light gives the feeling as the contour something eternal and solid. This is all that we really liked, the decorators. The color of the curtains in this room seemed earthy and even brown. The cushions and the chairs are the color of the ripe apple. They are here in the color of screaming terracotta. We did not accept that Vastu Shastra science will show how it works in this space. And this surprise was like a fall for us. The light, the color that gave out the side on which the windows are located in the southwest, which imposes in our decor. This is almost a tragedy, a decorator to lose colors. It's very difficult to live with this. It's like a situation when the doctor killed the patient. He is not guilty, but he believed since he took it. And in this difficult situation, we can only do one thing: try to make lemonade from lemon. So, this project has become the favorite. But it's ahead. In time, we are choosing a suitable palette that will unite the theme of banquets and weddings. And to create togetherness, we broke a beautiful pink color in the wallpaper into accompanying colors and choose the most appropriate shade. Look, we took beautiful, very fashionable now pink wood color with a hint of raspberry in sour cream under the different lighting, woven with a floral smoky pattern according to the texture in this fabric. This silk gives a feeling of the palace fabric. We use it to create the effect of second curtains. For the first curtains we took velvet with a mother of pearl soft sheen, which is pink smoky purple, with whom we are already familiar. Using it as a headboard for another project in another city. In addition, we saw it in a beautiful interior program. Stroking on it, we put it under a wall lamp, admiring and dreaming and anticipating how he would play with his pearl and nobility. The atmosphere, the magical garden in the form of murals and summer evening pink sky just didn't let go of their anticipation. And we brought their golden apples and made a shelf with light above the fireplace. We also created a very cozy corner where there is a place for photos and warmest wishes. We came up with all this from a baguette velvet with fasteners and lights, in order for people to have unforgettable impressions of the evening. And also because of the proportion on the long wall, I really didn't want to leave a lonely apple tree, and we added magic to it with the help of lights and butterflies. We noticed that they even looked as if the petals of the apple tree, golden leaves, as if they had flown a little and gleamed. Here we even got such feelings. But while hanging the curtains, we saw that despite all this, the velvet color in the evening had become a concrete grey color. Her magic mother of pearl disappeared from her. So, write down what color the light from the window imposes science Vastu Shastra. If you have light from the window, you see the sky on the northeast and east, then everything that has white, golden, milky, yellow, orange shade will walk and will be your main thing. Why? Because it's from this place that such energy comes, and this is the color, the light that overlaps all space. Further, if you have light and the sky is in the southeast, then you take lilac, blue, pink, delicate shades, then can be rainbow, peach, peach too can be, cacao colors. All this will work because it's this kind of light that comes exactly from this side. If your windows face south, then you will have to walk red-black because there is such energy. Further, if your window face southwest, then the earthly grey shade will be superimposed on all your space. Earthy, therefore the color you choose are dusty, earthy. These are terracotta and khaki and ochre colors, concrete grey colors. In general, all earthly shades. Why? Because in the southwest it should be the heaviest space in whole apartment. There is earth energy. It, in fact, should be closed, dark even. Therefore, even if you open the curtains here, the lighting that goes in earthy, it's heavy. Therefore, if you are so lucky and your windows are in the southwest, then what can I do in this situation? Because I want to live joyfully, yes? So you can take earthly colors, and these are golden colors, and copper is like the metal that can be introduced in that zone, and you can create a feeling, because the space should be closed, you can create the feeling that the rays of the sunshine through the branches and the sunlight is slightly smoothed down. This is a very comfortable feeling. You can also add joyful orange and copper details, the little ones who will liven up the darkness, that will liven up such earthly sustainable space. possible point any hidden lights? Here it's important to really pull out the joyful colors of the earth. It's a gold and copper to wait for the arrival of people. It's with this light that we encounter it in our space, making it out. If you have a light, the window is in the west, then really you need to make blue curtains or even blueberry purple. That is space from the west imposes just such energy. That's the main thing. If further your windows are in the northwest, then choose silver, nickel plate, moonshades. Hidden secret light will be work very well. If you have a sky window in the north, then take the green emerald tones. It can also be bottle color from the north too. The light is clear. Specialists of the Vastu are harmonizers in the first place. They don't know how to spread light into components, and this is very important for balance because they are not decorators. They don't know how to work with the atmosphere and images. This is about what is important to man. After all, we live in a world full of wonderful discoveries and live flat in one color. It's boring. In addition, we know how many times the walls are painted by decorators to get the desired shade because they came up with it. They know that this particular shade will give that feeling of satisfaction from wall project. The famous Alla Muravina, she also works in sunny interiors. She had a project when they repainted the walls in the house for a whole year. They choose the color of the cacao and the lighting didn't give the desired shade. They repainted it for almost a year for the concept that they created. In the evening, the fabric went into concrete blue-gray color. Her mother of pearl disappeared. How to be in this situation? With the cloth you need to make friends, but in this scenario the light, it doesn't work. This fabric loudly declared itself by all 19 curtains 4 meters each. Then either I am a thundercloud or I'll be a pink covering evening summer atmosphere. This can only give us the scenario of the lights. Of course, right away with the customer it was decided that the brown-green chandeliers would drag them with a new cloth to give a lighter feeling. Because the feeling of the thundercloud will just hang over us in a new concept. And we took exactly the shade of the chandelier about which I told you at the beginning, a very beautiful on that metas. Its selling light is a pink quartz and the metal is a gold leaf. It's this concept that we continued. We took the color of the pink quartz and repainted. I'll reveal to you a secret. 3 shades of the gold chandeliers that are above the banquet hall to get at least close this natural handwork of the Italians who did the work with the gold leaf. Elsa made friends with capes with curtains, adding beautiful velvet hearts, velvet buttons, and a thin line of satin ribbon that repeats the band of the chandelier above the tables. But so that we don't do it with the same scenario of light, that is, with the same amount of light. This fabric didn't highlight its wolf mother of pearl. So for what we fell in love with her, choosing this fabric together. So let's move on.